So we're going to move on to the running back spot for the Baltimore Ravens. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. So we'll start with Dobbins. He's the first pick of the third round, 26th overall, 16th running back taken. I know you were a little hesitant on Dobbins in the beginning. Has that changed at all? Or is it still kind of, it was basically in relation to this being kind of more of a 50-50 split than I think a lot of owners think. Yeah. And, I know. So with this team in particular, there's not going to be much of a passing work with the running backs. You know what I mean? Like Lamar, usually we've seen with running quarterbacks, they just take off. They don't dump down the running backs. They take off. And, there's not going to be a lot of check down to running backs with this offense. So I'm sure Dobbins will get whatever passing work there is, but there's not really going to be a lot to spread around. So you're basically just, talking about the rushing work. And if you're talking about like a 55-45 split, which it basically was at the end of last year, I don't know if Dobbins gets the touches to finish as the number 16 running back.
Yeah. So the more I look at it, the more I think I like this team. And it was because of kind of what I said earlier. I do think they're going to get the ball out of Lamar's hands rushing the ball so much. So if you look at the numbers from last season, right, just purely the, total offense, right? We look at the total offense. They ran the ball a league high 555 times, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of running. And if you look at Lamar's numbers rushing the ball, he ran 159 times. He was actually the highest touched player on the team. I think if that number gets closer to the 100 mark of attempts, because like I said, I do think they're going to try to take some numbers away from him. Let's say they do 30 and he gets to a 120, right? I think it could be a situation where those touches go more to JK than they go to Edwards, because Edwards still had 144, and I think he's probably going to stay around there. So if JK gets up to that 160, 170 touch mark, and they stay around 550 rush attempts, I do think he could be pretty good. I mean, like, if you just look at his numbers, right? He ran for, 6 yards a carry last year. He had 9 touchdowns, which it was surprising when I looked at it because he had more touchdowns than Gus.
He broke off a lot of big ones. You know what I mean?
I
think he had 2 back-to-back games where he had like at least a 40-yard rushing touchdown. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I remember he had a long one at one point.
Oh, he had a couple of long ones. I'm looking here. His long in the season was a 72-yard touchdown. And then he had another 64 yards, it looks like here. So 2 of his touchdowns were over 60 yards, which is awesome. Yep. But to me, that just shows his big play potential. And when you look at Gus Edwards had a 36-yard long run of the season. So the dynamic playmaking is going to be JK. So, like I said, I think I think he'll have more touches than Gus this year. And with that said, I think in this offense, the way that, they block and this team runs, I think JK could actually be in that right around that range, 16 to 18. Because like you said, we did the mock draft the other day. We saw he went right before. Who did he go right before? I want to say he went right before Gibson. Was it Gibson that he went right before?
He did go early. I think he went in the second round.
Yeah, he went in the second round. I want to say he went right before Gibson. I'll have to look at it again, but I'm pretty sure right before Gibson. And that's kind of where I have him. I kind of have him, Gibson, right around that same range, 15 to 18. So, I think JK, could actually have a better season than some people are predicting.